Is Chris Paul potentially on the move after that? You think he's just staying put in Oklahoma City? What do you think?
No, they're going to try to trade him for sure. But I mean, and I will preface this by saying, things can change quickly. But in talking to some of the parties, I don't think the Thunder are in any hurry to trade him, and it's a difficult, complex trade. We had the Kyrie Irving trade that lasted till August. We all remember, well, some of us do, the Dwight Howard saga that lasted until August. I don't know if there's going to be as much intensity with this, but Rich, this is a strange situation. Chris Paul is a future Hall of Famer, has been pretty effective when he's been healthy the last 2 years, and is the president of the Players Association, very powerful and influential guy. And his contract is regarded as one of the worst in the league. And to get rid of him, the Rockets just sent 2 first-round picks and 2 pick swaps because of such a bad contract. Now, the Rockets wouldn't say that. They'd argue they were trading for an all-star point guard, Russell Westbrook, and that's a fair thing to say. But if you go out there and survey teams, some teams would say the only way I'm taking this Chris Paul contract, not necessarily Chris Paul the player, but taking the $125 million left, is if you give me draft picks. You don't just have to give me the player. You got to give me a draft pick because I got to swallow this salary. And I think the Thunder are saying, well, if that's the way you feel, we're in no hurry, and maybe you'll need Chris Paul come October, November, December. But Chris Paul, obviously, he doesn't want to waste time. He's 34 going on 35. He wants to play with a team that's going to contend, and clearly that's not the Thunder. So this could get done in 24 hours. This could get done in 24 days. It could get done in 24 weeks. I honestly don't know.
Brian Windhorst here on the Rich Eisen Show. So let's talk about the genesis of the Westbrook-Chris Paul conversation. When did that happen? The minute that Paul George shocked everybody by getting the exit visas to Oklahoma City? To Los Angeles? What do you think, Brian?
Well, it wasn't the minute, but that day, and I don't know if it was day or night because I think James Harden was in Asia somewhere. From what I am told, James Harden got on the phone with Russell Westbrook, and they've known each other since they were 10 years old. They're both from L.A. They're both in roughly the same age group. They played together on Team USA in the past. They got on the phone with, and of course they were teammates. And they got on the phone together, and Russ was, I think, ready to move on after that move, and James Harden was ready to move on from Chris Paul. I don't think it was a situation where James Harden was saying, you've got to get Chris Paul out of here. But I do think that he made it clear to management that if there was something that they could do with Chris Paul, that he would support it. And once Russell Westbrook became available, I think James Harden did everything he possibly could to make it known to his organization that he wanted that to happen. And that's one of the reasons why they, sent out Chris Paul and the picks, because I think James Harden wanted it to be so. And so that means that James Harden and Russell Westbrook have some sort of agreement and have some sort of understanding about playing together. And to me, that's the most important thing, because they're going to have to sacrifice their games. It'd be one thing if the team made the marriage and said, here, now you got to adjust. And that's happened in the past. We've seen that happen a lot of times. This was the players creating the marriage, and the team now has to figure out how to make it work, and this is the new NBA.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live, or download the Rich Eisen Show app.